let's take it at heart with all humility and work on it. That's all what I can say. Yes, Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, in due time, I will find out from you, but not now, and demand your ruling on what constitutes attendance of the House or attendance in the House, whether it's just the chamber or it's parliamentary work within the precincts of Parliament. But I will ask of you at a later date, not today. Even though various speakers have done their ruling, I want you in particular, because you have been a member of Parliament for all these years, you have suffered it on both sides. I want especially from you. But Mr. Speaker, I want to support my honourable colleague, Honourable Matthew Nyindam, that even if you cannot table or you cannot bring the minister, the finance minister, who, if my information is correct, we all heard through newspapers and the media that he will be presenting his budget on the 16th. If it is correct, please bring him next week and let the House meet him.
I didn't hear that. You heard what?
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that I read somewhere that the finance minister will be presenting his budget on the 16th.
I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware. Well, I read it somewhere. That on the 16th.
The finance minister is going to present budget where?
Speaker, maybe what I'm saying is alien to you, but I'm saying I read it in the newspaper that the finance minister will be presenting his budget on the 16th of November. It's a Sunday. Well, I'm just saying I read I read it somewhere. 13th. Well, the deputy whip is correcting me that they said 13th, which is a Thursday. Mr. Speaker, whatever the case, I'm saying that if the Minister for Finance is presenting his budget over the next fortnight, 2 weeks, please try and get him to come and meet the House. You know why I'm saying that. You don't want what has been happening to repeat itself with him. Otherwise, it may repeat, and it may repeat in an ugly manner, which we don't want. So please, try and schedule him to come next week, and let us meet in the committee of the whole. Let us cross all the T's, let's dot all the I's, make sure that members are okay before he steps into this House. It will help you, it will help members, and I'm sure it will help the Speaker to control the House. I'm asking in particular the finance minister, if you cannot schedule all the ministers, but he in particular, find time to bring him to this House before he comes. At least one clear week before he comes to the House. Otherwise, 3 days to the budget, he will say he's busy, he's that. He may get disappointed. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Honourable members, you are members of this House. You know that this House has been bestowed on members in the House chaired by my good self as an arm of government. The other arms don't just walk into the House to transact business. They are allowed to make proposals, but we take the decision when to host them. And so there is no such decision. If they are making proposals to individuals, it's not yet been made to me. His Excellency, who is the one that owns the budget, and the budget is presented for and on behalf of the President by the Minister for Finance. I recall the majority leader dwelt on this matter on the floor here. They have not communicated such proposal to me. When they do so, and after all what you are referring to has been done, I will then convey to them that the House is ready and prepared to host them on this particular date. And that is the date that they will show up. They cannot appear here using any other means, because this is ours. They can appear here as strangers or as part of the members according to the Constitution. That one, they can do so. But to come and present official business, then it is on our invitation or our acceptance. That has not yet been done. So please, it may be speculation, it may be some personal contacts with the minister, but not officially communicated to me for the benefit of the House. So let's move on to the other items. Yes, Deputy Whip, Deputy Minority Whip.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm extremely grateful for this platform. Mr. Speaker, let me commend the Leader of Government Business for bringing us up to speed on issues of the government. But, Mr. Speaker, there is something that, for me, over the period, since 24th or 25th of August, I have not heard anything from this side of the aisle or from government as to what is happening to our people in Benjiri with reference to the situation that occurred there within the Savannah region. That has to do with about 31 people dying, 48,000 people being displaced, and about 13,000 who have now become refugees in neighboring Côte d'Ivoire. My request, Mr. Speaker, is respectfully to ask that either the Minister of Foreign Affairs or that of Minister of Interior be programmed to respectfully come and furnish this House with some information on what is pertaining to all of this.
I can see the Minister for Roads and Highways on his feet. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, my colleague may be right about the unfortunate incidents in Savannah. But, Mr. Speaker, there's no evidence that Ghanaians have left the shores of Ghana and are refugees in another country. Mr. Speaker, allow me. Mr. Speaker, I rather know that currently, because of the situation in Côte d'Ivoire, some people in Côte d'Ivoire are rather coming into Ghana. I'm telling you. Yes. Beside me is Honorable Bois. Mr. Speaker, people from Côte d'Ivoire are coming into constituencies like that of Honorable Kofi Bois. So whilst it is okay to ask for a briefing on the current situation, to put it on record that Ghanaians are leaving the shores of Ghana in their numbers because of some kind of lack of safety in our country, it's neither here nor there, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, let's allow this to end here. We've heard both of them. In fact, I thought the minister was rising on a point of order because the deputy minority whip was still on his feet and making his contribution. So I thought it was on a point of order. But maybe the way he phrases is on a point of order in respect of misinformation or misleading. But definitely, there was evidence that some people left the shores of Ghana, crossed the river into Côte d'Ivoire. Now, efforts have been made to return them. All those were published. Maybe his attention has not been drawn to that. So let's move on to other matters. Honorable members, it's just business statement. We have things to do. On the statement, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend your committee, the Business Committee, for programming the business for the ensuing week. I've seen they've done some good job, and I also acknowledge that my question has been captured here. Mr. Speaker, but I seek your guidance. The last week, even the reopening of the House and the statement or opening statement from the majority leader, in fact, in that statement, had a full expression from the majority leader admitting to government making some steps towards getting the minister to appear before the House to resolve or speak to the matter of deportees. Mr. Speaker, last Friday, the majority leader again addressed the business statement, and members raised very critical questions as to why the Foreign Affairs Minister is not captured to appear to respond to the House. Mr. Speaker, yet again, this is another week. This is the third week, and the same Foreign Affairs Minister has not been captured to appear before the House. My point is that there are some critical issues that, Mr. Speaker, when it takes time, the steam in the issue, the discussion and the importance of the issue, before the ministers make themselves available to appear before the House, then, Mr. Speaker, the issue might as well be long past and gone. So I'm asking if the House will give some prominence to some of the trending and particular issues and employ on the ministers to appear before the House to address him. I don't know if it is allowed or there is a regulation to that effect. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I will call on the majority leader to take note of the points that you've raised. But it's not for me to be drawing your attention to the tools that is available to you. If you are calling for a closed sitting or committee of the whole to discuss a pending matter, you have the opportunity to file an urgent question. And the person will be hauled here to answer the question. So you don't have to keep on raising the same issue when you are not getting response to your questions or your queries from the other side. You ask urgent question. Please, Majority Leader, kindly take note. If you have something to add, you add. But I see your colleague opposite is itching to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the Majority Leader and the Chairman of the Business Committee when we should be expecting the Minister responsible for Finance on the 2026 budget, because other media houses have reported that 13th November, even though Speaker indicated that that is not known to Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to communicate through the Majority Leader to yesterday, some of the ministers, two of the ministers, the Minister responsible for government communication and the Minister for Interior, they show patriotism and togetherness in dealing with a matter that I brought before them. Mr. Speaker, we heard the incident that is going on in Tanzania, and one of us have been an election observer in Tanzania. There was a bit of chaos on the 29th of this month's election. There was no way we could contact the member who was in Tanzania. They cut off phones and internet in Tanzania. But I reached out to the government communication minister and the interior minister, and they were very helpful. And I just want to express that gratitude that they have actually shown patriotism, and they should keep it up. When we are on the floor and we are talking, that one is different. But when we leave, we are together and we work for one nation, Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the communication minister, I don't know whether, I don't get it. He's trying to, you are not more a backbencher. You are a minister, you are a cabinet minister. So all those things that you are doing, you need to stop it, communication minister. You are not more a backbencher. Per our standing orders, you are not, you're supposed to behave as such. So Majority Leader, if we will know that, and then express my gratitude to the two ministers.
Majority Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, the effort is being made to present a picture of non-attendance at sittings of this House. But every day I look at the attendance and I can see consistently that the votes and proceedings have never, on any single day, reported that there was no quorum in this House. Consistently. Even yesterday, when the matter was extensively discussed, this morning, I take the votes and proceedings of yesterday, and the report is that 199 members were in attendance in this House. Mr. Speaker, these are the votes and proceedings I have gathered, and I've looked at each and every one of them, and consistently average 160, 180, 190 members, sometimes over 200, attend. And so that attempt to present a narrative out there that members don't attend sittings in Parliament is totally inaccurate. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we should go by our own votes and proceedings, because that is an accurate recording of those who have been in attendance in this House. Of course, at any given time, we need a certain quorum to do certain things. When those times come up and anyone raises quorum, we have a mechanism for making sure that everybody gets into the chamber so that we can have the relevant quorum to conduct business. Yesterday, when quorum was raised and Mr. Speaker rang the bell, in 10 minutes, there was quorum in this chamber. So let us not, ourselves as members of Parliament, join the narrative out there that we don't attend sittings of Parliament. We do. But we have so many other things that we do as members of Parliament. So many other things. Mr. Speaker, you know that committees are supposed to embark on benchmarking visits to other parliaments. In the last 3 months, most parliaments have been on recess, same way that we were on recess. So if you have a benchmarking visit, and the parliament you are going to for benchmarking is not sitting, how are you going to go there and then study what they are doing? So it turns out that many of the committees shelved their benchmarking visits, and immediately those parliaments started sitting, many of them rushed to go and fulfill those benchmarking visit obligations. In addition to the fact that many members on this side are members of boards and councils, and unfortunately sometimes those boards and councils tend to have board meetings that conflict with the time that we expect them to be sitting here for us to commence business. But when there's an urgent need for them to come, we send a message on our platforms, and everybody leaves whatever they are doing and rush for us to constitute a quorum to do business. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure you that we will insist on getting our members here on time, because some of them also come, they are sitting in their office watching television, waiting for you, Mr. Speaker, to come into the chamber before they come in. I think that's a very bad habit. It is not respectful that we come to Parliament, we are sitting in our offices. Yes, constituents will come and put pressure on us and demand our attention, but we must respect the Speaker, and we must be here before the Speaker comes in and not be watching television waiting for Speaker to get into the chamber before we also rush and come into the chamber. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to have the committee of the whole sitting yesterday, but the finance minister has been out of the jurisdiction. He was in Paris with the president, and so we spoke among ourselves as leaders and decided to push it to next week. When he's in town, we can get him to come, and then we can discuss our housekeeping matters before the budget is presented. The date for the presentation of the budget will be communicated to us by the Right Honorable Speaker. The communication will proceed from the presidency. I know. If I say I don't know, I will be lying to you. But the proper process is that it will be communicated to Speaker, and Speaker will communicate to the rest of us when the budget will be presented. The Finance Minister may make a public statement and give an indication. That's just an indication. The actual date will be communicated to us by the Right Honorable Speaker. Yes, when ministers are available, we will schedule them to come and brief us on very important public matters. But the Right Honorable Speaker also gave indications that we can also use the various tools available to us to urgently summon ministers here to answer urgent questions, and in the process we can address all the issues that we want to address. I believe those are the issues that have been raised, and I want to thank all of you for giving the opportunity. I've responded to the budget date. I said the budget date will be communicated to you by the Right Honorable Speaker. I know, but there's a process, and the process is that it will be communicated to Speaker, and Speaker will communicate to the House, and he has given indications that in due course he will communicate the date to us.
Honourable members, I think that should be sufficient. The issue of the attendance and the sittings is just our attempt in our standing orders to practicalize the provision of the Constitution and the need for us to all go out there and do the needful advocacy to see how we can get our people along with us. So please, it's not something we should be splitting heads. All of you are aware of even the norms of our society. Sometimes you are ready to rush to a program, an elder arrives in your house, and you know the norms. You dare not brush aside the elder and run away. It will mean a lot. And you have to stay back to attend to. There are a lot of these things we have to work on. It will take time before we are able to manage our times well. But all the same, I insist that high premium should be placed on personal attendance, unless it's a virtual sitting, personal attendance to plenary session. It's very important. Honourable members, I will proceed to say, well, then let me listen to the gentleman over there. Honourable member, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there was a pending issue in the previous sitting, and that issue is still pending before this House. That is the composition of committees. Mr. Speaker, there are some committees of this House that are not fully composed or constituted, and I will reckon that for the effective oversight of the House, the business of committee should also be prioritizing that, to ensuring that all committees are fully constituted. I can give examples of such committees, Mr. Speaker, and that issue being on the table and hasn't been resolved.
Honourable member, which committee is not duly constituted?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We have the finance committee. That finance committee that was composed, but there were changes made. The changes have not been ratified by this House. It's one example of a committee.
Changes made by who?
It was made by leadership, and I can give example. Honourable Speaker Stephen Amoa.
Honourable members, please. A House cannot take a resolution, and that resolution will be amended by any person or group of persons. Even the Speaker cannot amend that resolution. If you need to review the resolution, revise or amend, it has to be brought back to the House. And it's the House, by the standing orders, that can proceed to amend, revise or review the resolution. No leader can do that. but you use the word constitute. Then in your answer, you talk about it being composed. And yet, that has been changed by leadership. It's not possible. The resolution that we took that day is still what is binding. And all committees have been constituted and duly composed. And I chair the committee on selection. So I don't know what you are talking about. Please, Deputy Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The points the member made, he has a point, but the whips, we are engaging to resolve it. It has not come to the attention of the selection committee that is able chair by you. There was some mix-up, and then the whips are engaging. We'll have our meeting, and then we can relate with the committee that you chair, the selection committee, to make sure that if there is going to be any changes, then we'll do that by resolution on the floor.
Yes, but leaders, you yourself cannot be doing that, because all what you did is a nullity. It doesn't exist in the eyes of Parliament. They're just empty boast. They've done nothing. So please, until it comes before the committee on selection, which I chair, and we present a report to the House, the resolutions taken here cannot be changed by any person. Please, Majority Chief Whip.
Speaker, thank you. One, the issue raised by the Honorable Kabiru was in respect of, at the time of passing the resolution for the adoption of the reports of the Committee of the Selections, a couple of members, it made that a couple of members were not placed in a minimum of 2 committees. So the direction was that we should look at it and come back and have that corrected. Speaker, so that has been outstanding, but my colleague is on AU observer duties in Tanzania. So as soon as he gets back, we'll deal with that, and I will bring that to your attention, and then that can be resolved. Speaker, second, Speaker, you would have noted that your committee on business. Yes, Speaker, we have introduced advertising statements admitted by you, so that members will be aware when they will make those statements on the floor. So we just want to urge them that they should take notice, so that members will no longer keep statements and rush to the chamber to come and make them. That they should ensure that the statements are properly admitted, then they are advertised. The dates will be given, so they are put on notice, so they can come and prepare and make the statements. These are my few comments on the matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Honourable members, the business statement as presented is adopted. Let me acknowledge the presence of our visitors from various schools. We have 4 groups. The first coming from Kumasi Academy, Kum-Aka. There are 69 in number, and you know it's located at the Aswase constituency, and they are led by a teacher by name Kofi Ajapon. On behalf of the House, I want to warmly welcome you and to thank you for taking the time to come. At least you have had a feel and experience of what happens on the floor of Parliament. We expect you to learn more, and in future, please do better than we are doing. So you are welcome. You may resume your seats. We have another group coming from the Obuasi East constituency, 75 in number, from the presentation of Our Lady Catholic Girls School. They are led by a teacher by name Christopher Boa. Please, you are also warmly welcome. Catholic girls, this is only girls' school. And I actually don't see any boy there. Yes. So the same advice to you, try and learn more so that you perform better in future. That's what progress and advancement is about. Please kindly resume your seats. We have another group coming from Asin Central. They are 61 in number, and they are from the Asin Atonso MA Anglican Basic. They are led by their teacher by name Charles Edu. Basic, they mean they are younger. 61 in number is quite huge. You are warmly welcome. I hope you are watching your representatives and that you are understanding what they are saying. If not, it's a learning process. And don't worry, in future you do better than them. So you are warmly welcome. We have the last coming from Okakwe Saf, that is Kaneshi North 3 Basic School, led by the head teacher, Gifty Ama Sewa Hasji. They are 79 in number, 79. Please, you are also warmly welcome, and the same advice goes to you. Anytime our doors are opened, you can come even as individuals, and you'll be given the opportunity to sit where you are to watch what is happening. And please pass on the message to your parents so that they can advise your representatives as to what you want them to do. That's very important. They need the feedback. You have heard them reacting to a feedback of public discourse. It's very important to shape and direct the Parliament of Ghana. You are also warmly welcome, and may you resume your seats. Honorable members, as indicated earlier on, we need to have a statement presented today. And so we don't have much time, because today is the end of the month. I don't recall this House making a statement on the breast cancer month. And so there's a statement pending, which I hope leadership will get space for members to make comments about the breast cancer situation in our country. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, that is so, but I crave your indulgence to allow the laying of some papers by the variation of the order of business, so that we can then go back to question time and then statements. So, Speaker, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, who is also acting as the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, has the Environmental Protection, Mining in Forest Reserves Revocation Instrument of 2025. If you will indulge us for him to just bow and lay that, and then also lay some audit reports on behalf of the Ministers of Tourism and then local government, and then later on the Minister for Communication can also lay the audit report of the Ghana Publishing Company. Then we can go back to questions and then the statements.
Honorable members, I proceed to vary the order of business as requested by the Majority Leader, and therefore we move on to at the commencement of public business, presentation of papers, item 10, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. That's what I have here.
Environmental Protection, Mining and Forest Reserves, Revocation Instrument 2025.
Honorable members, the said instrument is accordingly referred to the Committee on Subsidiary Legislation for consideration report to the House. Yes, Deputy Minority.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Sorry about that, but I'm just rising under Order 97.3. And Order 97.3, Mr. Speaker, a short explanation statement shall be made by a person presenting the paper where requested by the House or a member upon presentation. And if we can get some small explanation, because on this revocation, you can't just bow and go. And Mr. Speaker, when you said Minister for Environment, my majority leader said he's acting. And this, the other paper captured the Minister for Environment, not acting Minister for Environment.
Yes, yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the person we have here was vetted and approved by this House as the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. That's what this House knows we did. We vetted him, approved him as Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. In the absence of a substantive Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, the President has asked him to also act as the Minister for Science and Technology and did communicate to the Right Honourable Speaker, who communicated to this House. So he is acting as the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. That's what he is for now. Whatever your order paper says, he is acting as the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. So I have not faulted in any way, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you have not faulted in any way. We just waiting to hear a brief statement on what the instrument is about. That is a request of the Deputy Minority Whip.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker, you recall LI 2462, which was enacted November 2022 to ensure that environmental management principles are legally enforced in mining operations in forest reserves. Public outcry led to an amendment of that LI by deleting Regulation 3.2 to effectively limiting the President's power. The new LI 2504 was entered into force June 2nd, 2025. However, in the light of current circumstances, it has become expedient to revoke LI 2501, and going forward, exploration and mining operations in forest reserve by legalized large-scale mining will be undertaken using guidelines reviewed in 2022 until a new LI is considered. I thank you.
Honourable members, we go to item 9, presentation of papers. The following papers to be presented. 9A, by the Minister for Government Communications. That is what I have on the order paper.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. And I earlier indicated that I wanted your permission for the Minister for Lands to do all those on behalf of. Yes.
Granted. Yes.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Publishing Company Limited for the year 2024.
Honourable members, it's just 9A. Honourable members, the said statement is referred to the Committee on Communications for consideration and report to the House. 9B.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Museums and Monument Board for the year 2024.
Honorable members, the said statements referred to the Committee on Tourism and Culture for consideration and report to the House. 9C. Yes, please, Minister.
Annual risk-based internal audit work plan of the Zongo Development Fund for the year 2025.
Honorable members, the said internal audit work plan is referred to the Committee on Local Government and Rural Development. We haven't changed the name yet. I think Local Government and Rural Development. Yes, for consideration and report to the House. Any further variation?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I think we can go back to questions and statements.
Honorable members, we have a number of questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. And so I'm going to restrict the number of supplementary questions and also the time that members use to lay foundations. So we start with the first question. Question number 255 stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Asokwa, Ms. Patricia Apieje. Honorable Member, you may ask your question. Sorry, is the Minister available? He should take the appropriate seat. Yes, Honorable Ms. Patricia Apieje, you may ask the question now. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 88.3. And with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, I want to read. In the absence of the member, any other member so authorized may, with the prior permission of Mr. Speaker, ask the question. So, Mr. Speaker, I have her authorization, but I need your permission to ask the question on her behalf.
I didn't hear you.
I said I come under Order 88.3.
Yes, I heard that one. You say you have.
So I have her authorization, but I need your permission as stated by the orders to ask the question.
Honorable Member, granted. You may do so.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation the plans implemented by the Ministry to ensure the proposed Digital Innovation Fund with an initial capital of $50 million is transparently managed and equitably accessible to Ghanaians, technology startups, and youth-led businesses.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is putting in place measures to ensure that the proposed Digital Innovation Fund with an initial capital of $50 million is transparently managed and equitably accessible to Ghanaian technology startups and youth-led enterprises. The fund will be established by the Ghana Innovation and Startup Bill 2025, which provides the legal framework for its management and governance after passed by this House. A board will oversee the operations of the fund to ensure transparency, accountability, and full compliance with public financial management laws. The operations of the fund will be guided by Acts 921 and 658, with annual audits conducted by the Auditor General. Reports of the fund's activities and performance will also be submitted to the Minister and subsequently laid before Parliament for scrutiny. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry remains committed to ensuring transparency and fairness in the fund's governance. I thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister, as captured in the 2025 budget. The lifespan of the budget is almost ending. I want to find out from the Minister what is actually impeding his introducing the bill to Parliament, the 2025 setup bill.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, if my memory serves me right, there was no allocation made in the 2025 budget for the $50 million fund. And so it is not a fund that has started being funded. Once the Innovation and Startup Bill, which is the legislative framework that would guide the disbursement of the fund, is laid before this House and passed, once we have that in place, we will then activate in the subsequent budget the $50 million fund for its disbursement. But no allocations have been made. If you look at the ministerial allocations in the budget for 2025, there was no line item for the Innovation and Startup Fund. I thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, may I find out from the Minister when he intends to introduce this bill to fast-track the activities and the allocation
Minister.
as well?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry has completed its zero draft. We have invited inputs from the general public. We have received same. We have proceeded to hold 4 stakeholder consultations, one in Tamale, one in Kumasi, one in Takrady, and on the 22nd of this month, the last one was held in Accra. We've taken all those inputs. We will complete that, send it to the Attorney General's office, then Cabinet, and after that, meet with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Communications and then the Standing Committee on Legal Affairs to then go through the processes. We're hopeful that in the next meeting of Parliament, we'll be able to complete the processes and lay it before plenary for consideration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the Minister the initial amount of 50 million USA dollars that is proposed or that is intended to be put into the fund, if so established. How is government financing that? Is it through budget, through a loan agreement, or how is government intending to raise the 50 million United States dollar to put into the fund?
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Finance will handle the source of funding once the fund is set up. Thank you.
Honourable members, we move to the next question. Question number 418 stands in the name of the Honourable Member for Keita, Mr. Kwame Jijole Gakpe. Please, Honourable Member, you may ask the question. Yes, please.
Speaker, we respect ACAM under Order 88.3 to seek your permission, and I have the authorization of the member concerned to ask the question on his behalf.
You may go on.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I ever asked the Minister the plans of the ministry, what the ministry is doing to implement and address the surge in cyber fraud incidents in the country. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's an undeniable fact that cybercrime and cyber fraud issues are on the rise in recent times due to increasing sophisticated approaches used by cyber criminals and fraudsters, leading to harm and loss of money to individuals and businesses alike. For instance, between January and September 2025, the Cybersecurity Authority recorded 14,425 cases. The Cybersecurity Authority has adopted a multifaceted approach to dealing with these issues. This includes strengthened collaboration with key stakeholders, intensified regulatory enforcement activities, and intensified public education programs. On intensified regulatory enforcement activities, Mr. Speaker, effective regulatory enforcement of cybersecurity issues requires effective collaboration with law enforcement agencies, both national and international. The authority closely collaborates with international partners such as Interpol, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, the National Cybercrime Agency of the United Kingdom, the Africa Forum of Computer Emergency Response Teams, Africa CERT, and the Forum of Incident Response and Security Teams, FIRST. These engagements provide access to threat intelligence as well as cyber incident response measures. For instance, the collaboration with the CID of the Ghana Police has led to the arrest of 65 suspects, including 49 foreign nationals involved in sophisticated online fraud schemes in June 2025. A major coordinated crackdown on cybercrime in August 2025 led to the arrest of 39 individuals in Adum City Estate and Tema Committee 25 in the Ningo Prampram constituency of the Greater Accra region. Further, in October 2025, this month, following the support of the Cybersecurity Authority, 10 individuals alleged to be involved in creating fake online food delivery platforms to defraud unsuspecting customers were busted. Mr. Speaker, on strengthened collaboration with digital platform owners and other social media stakeholders, the Cybersecurity Authority currently maintains a direct relationship with Meta, the owners of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and ByteDance, the owners of TikTok. The authority is currently working to establish a similar working relationship with the owners of X, Snapchat, and LinkedIn. The Cybersecurity Authority has collaborated with social media platform owners and other digital service providers through the CERTs, which led to taking down 203 website domains found to be engaged in fraudulent activities. Additionally, we have taken down 738 social media accounts used impersonating VIPs, Mr. Speaker, including your very good self, and members of parliament, and government appointees and other high-profile persons, and we've neutralized those accounts. A collaboration with telecom service providers has also resulted in the blocking of 1,380 mobile numbers used for nefarious activities, including online fraud. On increased awareness, education, and publicity activities on cyber issues, Mr. Speaker, the CSA has since January 2025 issued 11 public alerts and 4 technical alerts to inform and educate the public and institutions on trending cyber fraud incidents such as fraudulent investment and recruitment scam. The ministry, with funding from the World Bank in July 2025, launched the Safer Digital Ghana campaign initiative nationwide. Mr. Speaker, regional fora, social media campaigns, and various stakeholder engagements were adopted this month during the celebration of the 2025 Annual Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This year's celebration focused on 4 pillars, namely children, the public, businesses, and government, under the theme Building a Safe, Informed, and Accountable Digital Space. Other awareness and publicity programs, Mr. Speaker, which were implemented in 2025 include an engagement with 58,000 children and young children through the Child Online Protection Sensitization activities. And Mr. Speaker, the ministry is currently undergoing a review of the Cybersecurity Legislation Act 1038. We're taking public memoranda. We've opened it up to the public. The 0 draft is ready. We're taking memoranda. We've received over 600 memoranda, and that is going to be considered, and we'll hold our in-person stakeholder engagements, and hopefully next year lay the amendments which will strengthen our capacity and ability to deal with cyber fraud in a responsible and responsive manner as the government. Thank you.
Honorable members, we move on to the next question. And that is question number, sorry, you have a supplementary? The 2 of you, please, you may go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's been quite a number of people, especially those who are politically active. Speaker, let me say some MPP activists have been complaining of Meta restricting their accounts, their posts, pulling down most of their activities without prior notice or anything. The Speaker, and what is also worrying is that there are no remedy or no avenue for them to complain of such activities. Some of them may be fake accounts, we agree, but those who are genuine do not even have an avenue to complain. I'm asking, won't the CSA, be used moving forward to, particularly to say, clamp down, victimize politically activists who want to express their opinion against government or against the ruling party? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, the Cybersecurity Authority under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has absolutely no interest in clamping down on dissenting voices or criticisms of the government. And so we have actually no policy of clamping down or shutting down pages. In fact, the Cybersecurity Authority of Ghana has no control over the platforms and does not have the ability to shut down pages on their own. All shutdown of accounts are done by the platform owners. So if a post is taken down on WhatsApp or on Instagram or Facebook by Meta, that's done by Meta's own community standards. It means that the content of that post breached the community standards. That is not an activity of the Cybersecurity Authority. If a post is taken down on TikTok, again, that will be done by ByteDance. That is not controlled. Those platforms are not controlled by the Cybersecurity Authority. So I'm grateful for the question. It allows us to educate the public to say that the government is not responsible for taking down social media accounts, and President Mahama's government is extremely liberal and open to criticism, be they constructive or obstructive. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will first seek your guidance on this issue, because the Minister, in answering the question, added a certain matter which was not contained in the answer given. And I'm coming under Order 88, the combined effect of Order 88, 4 and 5, for your direction, whether or not the Minister, in responding to a written answer without a supplementary question, has the right or the mandate to read a matter, because that forms the basis for the follow-up question that the Honourable Member raised. And I also have follow-up question, but it's not a supplementary question that he was responding to. So I'll need your guidance on that before I will then ask my question. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Honourable Members, submitted written answers are actually guides. And so the ministers are, by law and practice, permitted to add onto or take away what they have submitted. So you actually ask your supplementary question based on the oral answer, because these are referred to as oral answers. And those are oral questions. The written ones, you know, when you submit, they write it to you personally. But once it's oral, the minister is permitted to come to the floor and say something different from what is in the answer. The only snag here is, if it is substantive, he has to draw the attention of the House. If it is substantive. But it is a matter of additional information or editorial or some minor corrections, that is usually done verbally. That is my guide. Yes, I'm sure you had a supplementary. You have a supplementary. Yes, proceed.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the guidance. I greatly appreciate that. Mr. Speaker, the Minister stated that they are maintaining direct relation with Meta and ByteDance. and the minister only falls short of mentioning to us when he says direct relationship or direct relationship with them. It doesn't give the sense of this out what that direct relation means in the context of the question that is being asked. The context of the question is how will that direct relationship prevent cyber crime or cyber fraud? So I'm just seeking clarity from the minister when he said you are maintaining direct relationship with Meta and ByteDance, what it entails. Thank you very much.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, in responding to the previous supplementary question, I made the point that where there are accounts that flout the community rules of the platform owners themselves are the only ones who have the power to take down those accounts. When an issue is raised that flouts the community rules or flouts national rules, and the Cybersecurity Authority needs to flag that, you need to do that with the platform owner. And so we have under the cybersecurity framework, the Convention on International Cooperation, under the Budapest Convention and then the Malabo Convention, we have what we call points of contact. For Ghana, there are multiple agencies that operate in this space, from the Signals Bureau to Cybersecurity to IOCO and FIC, but the Ghana Cybersecurity Authority is Ghana's focal point. All platforms also have focal points that we're able to speak with in real time. So take, for example, when the issue of a Facebook account was instigating direct violence against officers of the Ghana Armed Forces carrying out peace operations in Boku. The Cybersecurity Authority, through its direct point of contact on the platform, drew the attention of the platform operator. When the unfortunate incident of 6 August happened, on TikTok, there were a number of accounts that had posted videos of the burning wreckage. Today, if you go online, you won't find any of those videos, because we flagged all of those videos to the operator, and drew the operator's point, notice that they flout the operator's own community guidelines, that such content should not be allowed on their platform. This can only be done through the focal person. That's the kind of relationship we keep and establish for public protection. Thank you. We have reported fake accounts in Mr. Speaker's name to one of the platforms, and they responded to us and said, per their own checks, that account did not meet the threshold of an impersonation account, and so they refused to take down the account. So the fact that we make a complaint does not mean that the platform operators are compelled or obliged to respond favorably to our request. Ultimately, they make the decision. For example, Google has this content, Facebook has a content moderation location in Ghana that does for the entire African sub-region, employing 1,500 young Ghanaians doing content moderation there. Whatever they decide flouts their community standards is what holds, not what we say. We can only draw their attention to it, and they make the final decision. The final decision does not rest with the CSA. Thank you.
I'll take the last from Prof.
Mr. Speaker, thanks for indulging me, and Honourable Minister, grateful for your responses. I've seen that your intervention has yielded in arrest. You've also indicated some useful programs that you are embarking upon. However, the question was about how these interventions will curb the search. Will you be kind to share with us, using historical data, whether there has been a decline in cybersecurity fraud in the country? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Right, Honourable Speaker, the examples I gave in my substantive answer, for example, the fact that in collaboration with the CID, we did an operation that led to the arrest of 65 suspects, which included 49 foreign nationals, clearly leads to a drop, because these are malicious actors in an active cyber crime operation who are taking out of operation. And so that has seen a drop. One of the very high-profile ones is the extradition case that we handled for Iyoko, where we did surveillance and identification using the tools available to the Cybersecurity Authority. Those 4 individuals have been extradited to the United States to face justice there. The example of the 10 individuals who created a fake online food delivery scam and were taking money from unsuspecting people who have been picked up, again, drops the numbers. And you know, those who do the phone calls to say that from MTN, pay this money, give your SIM, we've identified and blocked 1,380 of those numbers. So that definitely has led to a drop in crime. But even as we work, the criminals also improve their activities. And that's why we need to strengthen our cybersecurity law next year. Thank you.
Honourable members, we move to the next question. That is question number 320. Stands in the name of the Honourable Member for Kintampo South, Ms. Felicia Ajay. Honourable Member, you may ask your question now.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand on Order 88.3 to seek your leave and that of the House with authorization from the Honourable Member from Kintampo to ask the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology.
You are seeking the leave.
Oh, seek the leave first.
Have I granted you?
You sit down. You grant the leave.
You're taking it for granted. Yes, you may go on.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. To ask the Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation when the Minister will provide access to telecommunication and internet connection in the following communities of the Kintampo South constituency: Ampoma, Wela, Bebu, Ayoya, Gazinya, Mansi, and Dakori. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Honourable Speaker, the communities mentioned were not captured as part of the Rural Telephony Project Phase 2 that was started by the previous administration. However, I'm pleased to announce that the ministry has done an evaluation of the work done so far. There are 461 new sites that, as part of the 2016 sites that are coming up. And in the Kintampo South constituency, we have shortlisted 23 communities, so including the 7 that have been mentioned here. So Ampoma, Wela, Chabu, Ayoya, Gatiene, Manise, and Dakore, and 16 more communities in the Kintampo South will be captured under the Rural Telephony Project by end of year. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Minister. We are grateful, and I'm sure, Mr. Speaker, sorry. Minister, we are grateful, and I'm sure that the Honourable Minister from Kintampo South will be very happy about this. Thank you.
Honourable members, we move to, this is constituency specific, and so we'll move on to the next question, which is question number 368. If you want to benefit, ask the question, substantive question, then you benefit from it. 368. 368 stands in the name of the Honourable Member of Parliament for Fantia North, Mr. Kwame Appiah Kodua. Please, you may ask your question now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity for indulging me to ask a question on behalf of the good people of Fantia North. To ask the Minister for Communication and Digital Technology and Innovation the measures instituted by the Ministry to ensure the completion of the rural telephony setups, which were ongoing in the following communities in the constituency: Apa, Obohon, Domrase, Aboso, and the Ndua Police. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Minister, you may answer the question.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, with respect to Obohon and Ndua Police, construction of these sites have been completed and work is ongoing to get them integrated and operationalized. In the case of Apa, Dominasi, and Aboso, these sites are yet to be captured. However, a drive test exercise will soon be arranged to capture these communities and others in the constituency for subsequent simulation and connectivity of the sites that will be successful. Thank you.
Any supplementary?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. For the information of the Minister, there is ongoing construction at Apa, Domrase, and then Aboso. So all these communities so listed or captured by the other people are communities where your ministry has started under the previous government mounting your telecommunication equipments over there for the information of the ministry.
Minister, do you have any comment on what he just said? He said that Apa, Dominase, and Aboso, your ministry has already commenced work there. There's work ongoing, even in the previous regime. That's why he's drawing your attention to.
Very well so, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, we will check the status and revert to the House. Thank you.
Honourable members, we move on to the next.
Mr. Speaker, please, I'm not done. In respect of the two communities so mentioned by the Minister, if he may please give a timeline, because my constituency and Ghana would want to know. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Timeline for what?
Timelines for completion of the two communities so mentioned by the Honourable Minister, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I can assure the Honourable Member that work will be completed as soon as practicable. Thank you.
Minister, I myself don't understand. I don't understand that. As soon as practicable. You don't have any idea as to when your ministry can actually complete a project that has been started. I thought that you have contract periods and all those things.
Mr. Speaker, the reality on the ground is that there are several factors that affect this. If it was straightforward, I'm sure that the previous administration that he speaks about that started the project would have completed it. They could not complete. Well, they were unable to complete it in 5 years. So we are 10 months in government, and we assure you that you will not wait for 5 years like your people did under your party. As soon as practicable, we will complete the project. Thank you.
No. We won't take that. We won't take that.
I think that maybe you may not have the information now, and so you could supply it later on. There's a contract period. So you use that contract period. If at the end of the contract period there are some challenges, it's not completed, then people will understand, but there should be some timeline. So please.
Mr. Speaker, this is why I'm proud to call myself your son. I'm guided.
Yes, Honorable Member, I think you have one more supplementary to ask.
Honorable Speaker, I don't think I have anything to add except to thank you for your direction.
Thank you so much.
I believe that the minister is going to also follow the direction so given by the Speaker. Thank you. We are grateful.
Yeah. Honorable members, we move on to question number 393. Stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Heman Lower Denchira, Mr. Lawrence Ajinsam. Honorable Member, you may ask your question now.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Communication, Digital Telephony and Innovation the status of the rural telephony project and the plans of the ministry for the improvement of the mobile network service coverage in the Chufuhima Lower Denchira districts.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, Ankako, Jankobo, Nyami Betre, Shera Piase, and Pinkrum. These sites in the Heman Lower Denchira constituency are fully active and operational. In Breman, a site has been built, integrated, and work is ongoing to operationalize it. In Abrafo or Dumasi, construction of the sites have been completed, but it is yet to be integrated and operationalized. A drive test is being arranged for the Heman Lower Denchira district to assess the communities that are yet to be covered for consideration. GIFEC is working closely with the contractor and subcontractors to ensure all sites are completed and operationalized by end of year. But Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member of Parliament has also written to my office, and we've engaged with his office to complete and work in the outstanding areas in his constituency. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Member, any supplementary?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Yes, indeed, the Minister and I have had a conversation on how to improve the Chufuhima Lower Denchira network. The reason is that Chufuhima Lower Denchira houses the Kakom forest, and it's an eyesore and quite embarrassing when visitors come from the global world to Kakom and are not able to have networks to be able to have selfies and showcase the tourism of this country. But Minister, the Ankakon Jankobo that you referred to, and Ampekro, though it's been completed and been operational, they are having still some challenges. And I think it has to do with maintenance of either the battery and other things. Coupled with that, places like Infom, where Kakom is, places like Bremai, Abakan Kwanta, Trapiase, all those places, I think, will require regular maintenance, and therefore, I would implore you to make sure that your team continue with its monitoring. Thank you.
Thank you so much, member. These are comments. So we'll move on to the next question. That's question number 607. It stands in the name of the honorable member for Salaga North, Alaji Alasan Mumuni. Honorable member, you may ask your question.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations the steps the ministry is implementing to improve communication network in the following electoral areas. 1. Binjai Lentimpa. 2. Banvim, Daboshi and Dashi in the Salaga North constituency.
Yes, Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, these communities unfortunately have not yet been captured as part of the ongoing rural telephony project phase 2, but a drive test exercise will be arranged to capture these communities and many other communities in the constituency. The data gathered will be used for simulation, subsequent planning, and deployment for communities that pass the simulation. The Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication, GIFEC, is currently working with the contractor and its subcontractors to ensure that all sites are completed and operationalized by end of year. I thank you.
Yes, Honorable Member.
Yeah, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. In the Minister's answer, he indicated that a drive test exercise will be arranged. Will the Minister assure us some timelines? Because it will be arranged.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, guided by your earlier advice, as soon as I have better and further particulars made available to me, I would inform the honorable member. I thank you.
Honorable members, we move to the next question.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the Minister for this update. The good people of the Salaga North constituency will be happy with the update. Thank you very much.
Are you sure? You just have to follow up, get in touch with the minister, push him to do it as early as possible. And for now, they just got an empty shell. Yes, can we move on to the next question? Question number 254. It stands in the name of the honorable member for Pru West, Mr. Emmanuel K. Intekuni. Please, honorable member, you may ask your question now.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Emmanuel is not there, and he has asked me to ask the question under your permission.
I didn't hear you. He has asked you to ask the question.
He has authorized me to ask the question on his behalf. Oh,
granted. If you have the authority, honorable member, address the chair.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. The honorable member is absent.
Yes, so I said you can go on.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the plans the ministry has for the improvement of telecommunication network services in the following towns and communities in the Pru West constituency. Ajarajabi Poso, as we say, the spelling should be Ajarajabi Poso, AJ. Then Baya, Senyase, Faumai, Kabompa, Broni Krum, Cherumbo, and Ankrakuka. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. GIFEC has built, integrated, and put the following 4 sites on air within the Pru West constituency: Kwaim, Krobo, Kamampa, and Fawuman. The status of the telecommunication network in the other communities mentioned is as follows. Adarajo Biposo, Adaraja Biposo, Baya, Sanyasi, and Bronikrum. These communities are yet to be captured for necessary action. However, a drive test exercise is set to be arranged to capture these sites, among others, in the district for simulation, subsequent planning, and deployment. Ankrakuku. This site has been surveyed and acquired for construction. Materials for the site are ready, and construction will commence soon. Chirambo. This community has an existing solar rural telephony site under a Huawei MTN collaboration. However, the site experiences network connectivity instability in the mornings due to weak solar batteries that have dropped to about 48% capacity. The ministry has informed MTN Ghana on the need to address the challenge. 4. Kamampa. This site is fully operational, has been built, integrated, and on air, but currently facing stability issues. Field engineers have been engaged to resolve the issue. Fawuman. This site has been constructed, integrated, but is currently down due to the unavailability of an electricity meter. However, GIFEC has initiated a request for electricity meters, which is yet to be received, Mr. Speaker. It is instructive to note that all the 8 communities indicated in the request fall within the scope of the 2016 sites targeted to be completed by the end of 2025 under the RTP2 project. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member, supplementary.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, in respect of Cherambo, Kabompa, and Faomai, I think that the system is there, and from their answers, they are just minor problems. Can you give us some timelines when these minor issues can be resolved?
This one will be guesswork. Minor issues dealing with maintenance, guidelines as to when you can finish it, will just be some guesswork. So it will be very difficult to give timelines on that one. Please, you may ask another supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for your guidance, and I wish to thank the Minister for the response. Thank you.
Honourable members, we move on to the last question. That's question number 319. Stands in the name of the Honourable Member for Upper Manya Krobo, Mr. Bismarck Tete Nyako. Honourable Member, you may do so now.
Mr. Speaker, I come under 88.3. I prayed with your kind permission to ask question for the Honourable Member for Upper Manya Krobo. I have his authorization to do that, Mr. Speaker.
You have his authority. Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to ask the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations the status of the rural telephony project being undertaken in the Upper Manya Krobo constituency.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as part of the implementation of the Rural Telephony and Digital Inclusion Project, GIFEC has rolled out connectivity to 7 communities in the Upper Manya Krobo district. The status of the sites are as follows. 1. Bomasi Shenya. This site has been built, is integrated, and is on air. 2. Anyilesu, Anyaboni, and Aframasi. These sites have been built and integrated. The process is ongoing to operationalize them. 3. Akohia, Kumakuma, and Akokuma. Construction of these sites have been completed, but they are yet to be integrated and brought on air. Mr. Speaker, GIFEC has planned to conduct drive tests in some identified communities in the coming months as part of its efforts to extend connectivity to all parts of the constituency. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, no supplementary question. We'd like to thank the Minister for responding for the Upper Manya constituency. Thank you.
Honourable members, I may take just some 5 minutes and come to listen to the statements. That statement is very important. But on your behalf, I want to discharge the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation for attending upon the House and answering the question. Minister, we are grateful. You are discharged. Honourable members, 5 minutes suspension of sitting.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, welcome from the 5 minutes suspension. We'll move on to item 8 on the order paper, statements. I have a copy of a statement. It's by the Women's Caucus of Parliament on Breast Cancer Awareness, the Pink Month. So please, the leader or representative of the caucus should go through the statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of the Women Caucus of Parliament to make this statement as part of activities marking the global observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, demonstratively known as the Pink Month. Right, Honorable Speaker, this annual observance provides us an opportunity to draw national attention to one of the most pressing health concerns affecting women in Ghana and across the world, breast cancer. According to the Breast Society of Ghana, breast cancer remains the leading cause of cancer-related death among women in Ghana, and the majority of cases are unfortunately diagnosed at advanced stage, when treatment becomes more complex and outcomes less favorable. The Breast Society of Ghana, inaugurated in 2018, continues to play an instrumental role in promoting coordinated and excellent breast care in the country. The Society's message is clear and consistent. Early detection saves life. This truth, Mr. Speaker, cannot be overemphasized. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Women Caucus of Parliament join hands with the Breast Society of Ghana and all advocacy partners to intensify awareness on the need for regular breast self-examination, clinical screening, and early presentation at health facility whenever changes are noticed. Our calls go to every woman, mothers, sisters, daughters, wives, colleagues, and indeed to every man to encourage and support the woman in their lives to seek screening and timely care. The caucus also recognizes that breast cancer awareness is not only a health issue, it is a social and developmental concern that demands national attention and collective responsibility. When a woman battles breast cancer, an entire family, workplace, and community are affected. Every year, the parliamentary service led by Mr. Speaker organizes breast cancer screening for all MPs and parliamentary staff. In this regard, the Women Caucus of Parliament pledged its full support to national awareness campaign. The caucus will continue to advocate for improved access to screening, diagnosis, and treatment services across the country, with special attention to rural and underserved areas. In addition, the caucus is committed to help destigmatize and destigmatize breast cancer by addressing the myth, fear, and cultural barriers that often discourage women from seeking early medical attention. Above all, the Women Caucus will continue to champion the voices of survivors whose experiences and testimonies remind us that there is life, hope, and strength beyond breast cancer. Right, Honorable Speaker? The theme adopted by the Breast Society of Ghana for this year's awareness campaign, Living Beyond Breast Cancer, Together We Can, resonates strongly with our national agenda for inclusion, compassion, and resilience. Indeed, together we make a difference by promoting education, by supporting survivors, and by ensuring that no woman faces breast cancer alone or in silence. The Women's Caucus is therefore calling on all stakeholders, health professionals, policymakers, development partners, civil society, and the media to join this national cause. Together, let us build a Ghana where every woman has access to early screening, quality treatment, and post-care support. Right, Honorable Speaker? Allow me to use this platform to salute the dedicated health workers, advocates, volunteers, and survivors who continue to inspire hope across the nation. We also thank our development partners and all members of Parliament who support this noble cause through awareness creation and in their constituency-based initiative. May the Almighty God bless every woman and man working towards a breast cancer-free Ghana. May He strengthen those battling the disease, comfort those who have lost loved ones, and guide us all. We continue to serve our nation with compassion, diligence, and unity of purpose. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honorable members, before I take your comments, let me acknowledge the presence of visitors from the Dankwa International School. We have about 79 students here at the public gallery. They just arrived not long ago, and they are led by the head of the junior high school department, Mr. Joseph Amenya. This is a school located in the Okakwe constituency, Okakwe North constituency. Let me, on your behalf, warmly welcome them and urge them to keep on coming. There's a lot they can learn from here, so that in future, when they become representatives like you, they will do better than us. So you are welcome. Please, kindly resume your seats. Yes, honorable members, you've heard the leader of the caucus clear and loud, and I thought that this statement should have been made earlier, but the month is just ending and it's being made today. Next time, let's make sure that maybe by the first week it's done so that we can support the efforts of the pink month. In the meantime, we are ready to take a few comments. It's not only for ladies, gentlemen, you are also permitted. Yes, a senior member of parliament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. for the opportunity for me to add my comments to the statement ably made by our leader, Honorable Comfort Doyo. Mr. Speaker, living beyond breast cancer and together we can is the theme for this year. The Pink Month, which signifies a month in which we basically talk mostly about breast cancer, is here with us again. It's quite disheartening and disturbing that this problem is eating up many women, especially in the villages. Mr. Speaker, it is very important that we pay heed to breast cancer and to make sure that awareness creation goes down to the very last villages, cottages, hamlets of this country. Mr. Speaker, I am saying this because many women are not aware of what is breast cancer. Unfortunately, on our part, as women, the breast of every woman contains some kind of a lump or a ball, and some of us mistake it, especially the old ones or the elderly ones. To examine is one of the places that most women need to be educated on. I saw my sister, Professor Ayensu, talking about it. On television, I saw some women who also came up and they were demonstrating how to detect lumps. But it's not easy. Many people don't understand. They don't even see why they should go doing that. And I overheard us even advising that husbands or men should help their women to detect these lumps. Many have been laughing at this. This is not a laughing situation. It's a very big problem, and we need one another to solve the problem. Some men think that it's just for fun, and that how am I going to detect that? Your support is actually needed. And we shouldn't make this a talk just in the chamber here. Let us take it back to our constituencies. All MPs, and Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that you said this statement is not supposed to be for only women or that we alone will comment. The men here equally have wives, they have sisters, they have mothers, they have aunties. And the awareness needs to be created. For us to know that there is a problem looming there, in our villages, Mr. Speaker, some of the women, you will see them with some kind of prickles on their nipples. When you try to advise them, they'll tell you, oh, they have given them some concoction and asked them to drink and then to boil it every morning. Then eventually you find the breast shrinking, becoming hard, before they realize it's too late for them. Mr. Speaker, I wish to plead with the Ministry of Health to make it one of the priorities of making those who travel to the villages to educate and to encourage the nurses to support the women. And if possible, Mr. Speaker, this should be done regularly in all our chief compounds especially, because these are the health facilities that we have in the villages. If we do that, it will go a long way to help us. I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, it is the lack of education and ignorance that causes this problem. We are aware that when it's detected early, but how will you detect it early when even you do not know that you are supposed to check yourself? You do not even know that there is a problem. I was surprised when I heard, at my level, when I heard that Even you can detect it in your armpit. I was surprised, Mr. Speaker, when I learned that you could detect. I've never tried looking for any lump in my armpit, because I have never thought breast cancer can be something that will be a lump in my armpit. If at my level, I am hearing this for the first time or getting to know and even listening, what about a villager in Pusga who has never even thought that there's anything called breast cancer? So, Mr. Speaker, from your interest and support for women, I wish to plead that you help us ensure that every MP in this house takes up an activity. Even if you have already done it, extend it. Make sure our local radio stations continue to sing the anthem of the need for women to check their breasts for lumps, and any suspicion should be reported. Mr. Speaker, because there is no much time, I wish to say a very big thank you to you for giving us this opportunity, although we are all yearning to go, and to thank my colleague women and all other MPs for listening to me. I thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, may you guide me as to time allotment per member, because I see a lot of members want to comment. A lot of members. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Speaker,
5, 6, 7.
The number of men who
8.
have feet.
8.
Speaker, we do. There are a lot of doctors. Speaker, we do 2-2. 2-2. 2-2. And
Sorry?
then leadership.
How many minutes per person?
Mr. Speaker, sorry. Speaker, we do 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yes, 3 minutes.
So we start with yes, Honorable. That's Dr. Anaba. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this presentation by our leader on the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let me first of all commend you for your involvement in this Breast Cancer Awareness Month by allowing Parliament to use the premises to advocate on breast cancer awareness, and also thank the Women Caucus for the good job they have done. Just to add that next time I would encourage them to do it outside Accra, possibly in Garu, to bring more awareness to the people there, because they don't have medium of communication like we have here to listen to radio and the rest. So going there would actually throw more light to it. What I want to add, Mr. Speaker, is that we are talking about giving a full month to create awareness about the first restaurant of everybody on earth. That is where we all go to eat our first food when we are born. So it is very important we really dedicate time to speak about it. One thing is that people believe that breast cancer is only for women. Let me advise our men here that we have 1 to 2% of men in the world can develop breast cancer. So don't only be looking at checking your wife, educating your wife to go and check herself, but also check ourselves, because lateness in diagnosing it, as they said, would cause you an irreversible damage to your breast, and you may lose your life because of that. Lack of awareness is something that would also cause you to develop the sickness, and poor treatment. But the good news is that with the Mahama Care coming, some of these cancers are going to be managed properly, because with this awareness we are creating, people will get to check themselves, go for their mammographies when they are placed in all the regional hospitals for early diagnosis, and go for the right treatment very early to curb mortalities. Because we are told that about 450 women die yearly in Ghana as a result of breast cancer because of lack of diagnosis and lack of awareness. Thanks to God, the Mahama Care is coming. Definitely with that, we'll be able to diagnose them early and treat them early. What we need to do is to give more resources to our public health nurses and our community health nurses. Train them on how to diagnose and even get them portable ultrasounds, like from the Mahama Care, to ensure that they are able to scan the breast and the armpits to be able to diagnose them early. And in that way, the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy and the surgery will reduce the mortalities to zero. To this end, I would say, Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important thematic area, talking about the first restaurant of everybody on earth. Thank you.
Yes, honorable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and we would like to appreciate the maker of the statement on behalf of the Women Caucus as we create more awareness for breast cancer. I'd like also to appreciate yourself, Mr. Speaker, and the Parliamentary Service. The entire month, I've seen that the workers here, the staff here have been wearing pink dresses throughout, and a lot of activities to create more awareness. As we say, prevention is always better than cure. And with breast cancer, as any other type of cancer, it can lead to death. And one will want to prevent it as much as possible before you get into treatment. So, Mr. Speaker, in other jurisdictions, they tend to make it compulsory as part of the primary health care to make sure that all women from the age of 40 do go for checkup. And in terms of checkup, I mean mammogram. And sometimes it might be expensive, so in our part of the world, it might be very difficult to afford. But normal physical examination by the woman herself or men helping their wives to check and to examine their breast for any kind of unusual physical appearance or lumps is something that we want to encourage. Like one of our members said, the breast is something that has fed almost everybody in the world. And all of us are alive because of a woman. And we want to keep them alive for long enough to be able to continue to bless us. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like us not only to create awareness for just 1 month of the year, but we can make sure that we put in some activities that will be done year-round. Because when one gets breast cancer and is even treated, sometimes there are relapses that could lead to other kinds of cancers as well. So we want to encourage ourselves, especially as representatives of the people, to put in programs within our various constituencies, within our various organizations, to make sure that we keep the country along and to make sure that we prevent it as much as possible. Because when you don't prevent it and it gets into treatment, it becomes more expensive. So if we can commit more funds into prevention, it's something that will help us as a country. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable member. We'll go to, yes, can we listen to a lady? Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to all these important statements made by our able leader. I think we've spoken so much about this, but there's one aspect that we need to look at it critically. Most of the people get to a stage where operation and other treatment become difficult because of superstition and local treatment. That's why we need to emphasize on the awareness of this breast cancer. For example, I met a certain woman who had breast cancer. It started as a lump, just a small lump on her breast. And when she went back home, doctor said, oh, we want to excise it, we want to remove it. And they said, no, this one, if they remove it, you will die. But virtually the woman died. It's because of the superstition that when you have a boil, or when you have something like a boil in your body, and you go to the hospital, they inject you or they give you some kind of treatment, you are likely to die. But at the end of the day, if you don't treat it, you will die anyway. So we need to let that awareness be in our mouth all the time. Because if we are only using 1 month of the whole year, what about the rest of the 11 months that are remaining? So we need to continue this education. And again, local treatment. Sometimes they will say that, oh, just go to the local treatment. When they put some herbs on it, it will cure by itself. But cancer has nothing to do with local treatment. You put all the herbs on it and it will continue to grow. And at the end of the day, it will kill you. So why don't we make sure that the awareness or the education go down, that when you have a lump, it is better they remove it than for you to use local treatment. But let us also emphasize on the fact that the men have to help us. Men and husbands, please kindly help us. It is something that you are with a woman for the rest of your life. It is better you help her to examine her breast every month so that it will help you, the man yourself, by detecting it early, and she will survive for you, or she will end up dying and you don't have a wife or your children doesn't have a mother. So please, let us men do our bit by helping our women to examine our breasts, notice any lump on the breast, and then at the end of the day, we are able to support our mothers, our sisters, to get early treatment, early detection, early treatment, and probably early support will help us to live longer. Thank you very much. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm most grateful. Thank you.
Yes, the gentleman in front of me. Sorry, I'll come back to you. Don't worry, I'll come back to you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the statement. And let me thank the Women Caucus for taking this up. I want to put on record that data suggests that breast cancers in Ghana occur at a relatively younger age compared to the rest of the world. And they are also more aggressive than other parts of the world. This means that we have to ensure that we do early diagnosis to minimize the risk associated with it. And in that light, I want to call on the Ministry of Health to ensure equitable distribution of mammogram across the country. Mammography services are not available from Kumasi and above. You can find them in Accra and Kumasi. Techima and above, you won't get in the public hospitals, which means that women in the upper regions of this country do not have access to screening. And so we need to ensure equitable distribution. I also want to commend the Ministry of Health and its partners, especially the corporate world. And I want to make particular mention of Pfizer. There is a particular medication that is so helpful to pregnant women, to women with breast cancer, called palbociclib. This is a targeted treatment. And with the collaboration of the ministry, they have reduced the price of this drug from about 36,000 Ghana cedis per month to 2,000 Ghana cedis per month. And it's a very helpful medication. And so we commend them and ask the National Health Insurance Authority to see with this reduction if they can incorporate this into the benefit package so that a lot of women can benefit from this medication. Finally, I would want to encourage that we reduce stigma, especially against women who have had mastectomy. It is the reason why a lot of women resist mastectomies, that's surgery to remove their breast, even when it is life-saving. And I'll call on men to render support to our mothers, to our wives, to our sisters, if they need to undergo such urgent procedures. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the free primary health care brings a lot of hope. And when this policy is launched, we should all latch onto it because it will promote screening by our community health workers at their homes, in the lorry stations. We have clinics at all these places. And it's not for sick people. Anybody can walk in and be screened for non-communicable diseases, including cancers. And breast cancer is certainly one of them. So it's one of the life-saving policies that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama intends to implement. And when it's implemented, it will improve our disease burden for non-communicable diseases. Thank you very much for the opportunity to contribute.
Yes, honorable member.
What do I know about breast? Listen. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement ably made by the Women Caucus of this House. Mr. Speaker, the effect of breast cancer cannot be overestimated. If you are a member of parliament and you really tour your constituency all the time, you will get to know that we've lost, in most of our rural communities, Mr. Speaker, is lacking. Women really don't want to accept that some kind of pain that they feel is or might result to breast cancer. And the idea is, no, I need some local treatment. Just like one of our colleagues said. You see or you encounter a woman who will not even want to appreciate the advice you are giving her to go to the hospital. Sometimes, Mr. Speaker, it's so bad that they don't even want to open it for people to see. They end up losing their lives. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Women Caucus to do more work, not just make a statement. We need to educate our women. You need to come together as a Women Caucus. Tour constituencies. Let people appreciate. Educate them that this is breast cancer. Mr. Speaker, I agree with the fact that mostly it's about women. And they always call on us to assist them. But Mr. Speaker, there is a debate out there. Who is even the rightful owner of the breast? Mr. Speaker, the debate is out there. Whether it is the woman, the child, or the man. These debates, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the majority side, the men are debating. Because it is our responsibility to make sure that we protect the breast. Even when we are win off, Mr. Speaker, we get back there again. So the women should not be calling on us to assist them. It is our responsibility to make sure that the breast is free of breast cancer. So, Mr. Speaker, on a more serious note, let's engage our community health nurses. They are very close, Mr. Speaker, to the women. They are very close to the community. And early education and early detection, Mr. Speaker, will help us resolve, to some extent, prevent this breast cancer. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity.
The honorable member behind the lady. Yes, please, you may make your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is said that cancer or breast cancer cannot be prevented because the main cause is unknown. However, when it is detected earlier, it can be treated than to report to the hospital at the later stage where the prognosis becomes unfavorable. So to add my voice to what my senior colleagues have already stated, I suggest and appeal to all midwives and the community health nurses to palpate every pregnant woman during antenatal clinics And also, when the woman gets into the labor ward, because they've been doing the head-to-toe examination during such conditions. And then, after delivery, they also go for the antenatal, the postnatal clinic. So that one also can be done and then detect the condition earlier for treatment. And to our husbands and boyfriends, the sucking of the breast shouldn't be the only interest when love making is in process. I appeal to them also to touch the breast, feel and palpate for any abnormalities, so that in case of any abnormalities, they can detect it earlier, and then the woman will go for the treatment, and that can help to save lives and prevent the condition from getting worse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the statement ably made by our leader of the Women Caucus. Mr. Speaker, breast cancer is something that we are all at risk of as women. And as I learned today, well, I've known in the past, but more light was thrown on it that men too are at risk of breast cancer. With all of us being susceptible to this, I would say that there is the need for us to get educated. Mr. Speaker, no one gets up and anticipates getting breast cancer. And for our women out there that have gone through this, it's my prayer that we all lend them the support that they need, because there's a lot of stigma associated with this, and it makes them call into their shells and unable to socialize or able to share their stories. I also know that there are a lot of support groups or resources out there, and these support groups are there for us to be able to talk to. So for our women, we should be able to get out there and get the needed support that we need. We know that symptoms and causes of breast cancer varies. We've talked about swelling in the armpit, we've talked about thickening of the breast and all that. I pray that as women, we look out for these things. We should be able to check ourselves. It's not just about going to the hospital to get checked out. You should be able to do your normal checks in the house. We've also asked and employed our men to help us in these checks. So our men, like our speaker that spoke earlier said, or the contributor to the statement said, this is your first restaurant. And it's imperative that you make sure that your first restaurant is in order. So I would also like to say that, Mr. Speaker, as a country, we should commit more resources to research. We should be able to know the real causes of breast cancer. And I know with your able leadership and with your Mahama care, I know you would dedicate more funds to finding out the real causes of breast cancer and giving a prolonged lifespan to our women and our mothers out there. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, that would be the last comment.
I'm in charge. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to also commend the Women Caucus of this Parliament for the initiative during this month, the Pink October month, and to your good self for supporting the various activities marking the month, the Pink October month. Mr. Speaker, the breast is an endangered species. It's an endangered, valuable resources that the rate at which it is depleted and the needless loss of lives due to breast cancer is something that should alarm the conscience of this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, various contributors to that particular statement have highlighted the scientific, the social, and economic imperative of the need for us to tackle heads-on this menace of breast cancer. Mr. Speaker, I think that, just like Honorable Member for Kwanda stated, the importance of the breast cannot be overemphasized. It is an established fact that the women are only the host of the breast. The utility of the breast serves people, third parties, serve people outside of the host of this breast. Mr. Speaker, the first major beneficiary of this valuable resource is the child. Mr. Speaker, the child grows. If he happens to be a male child, like Ahmed Jerry Shoaib, there is a lifelong growth to benefit from the again, Mr. Speaker. So the fight and, Mr. Speaker, the advocacy, and Mr. Speaker, the conscious support for the women and for men as well in fighting breast cancer should be of collective interest to all of us, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, but I also want to note with uneasy heart the reticence of men in supporting women in the fight against breast cancer. Mr. Speaker, why do I say the reticence? I think that as of principle and maybe law, we should consider an implied duty on every married man. An implied duty on every married man to ensure, as part of the duty to the necessity of life, to ensure that you send your wife at least once every month for screening. At least once every year, for screening. Or once every 6 months. Mr. Speaker, this conscious effort by way of an implied duty imposed on every married man would help us reduce the reluctance of many women and the reluctance of many people not wanting to go for screening. Mr. Speaker, and I think that once this is done, and once we're even looking at other bills, I read in this particular house that they are trying to bring the spousal property bill. And all these bills coming, we should also be reflecting, how do we impose a duty on the man to ensure that the wife who is under his care is regularly screened? Mr. Speaker, my colleague from Dr. Bayu also mentioned the issue of government coming in to support this initiative. Mr. Speaker, mammography and the absence of such X-ray equipment for the purpose of screening or checking the breast is something that on 21st century should not be allowed, Mr. Speaker. That for a country that is over 60 years old, you can only get the facilities and accessories to assessing or to examining the breast only in Accra or in the southern part of the country. I think that the House of Parliament, and I know the leadership of Parliament and the right honour go to sleep. The Minister of Finance will be bringing the budget, Mr. Speaker, and we have the responsibility of approving the budget. Mr. Speaker, let's look out for the budget, in the budget, whether the Minister responsible for finance has made adequate provisions, at least for every regional capital, at least for every regional capital to have mammography services being rendered for the people of Ghana, so that every corner of the country, at least, will be saved from the needless loss of life. Mr. Speaker, I grew as a young boy also learning about a popular advocacy, which this year I did not hear it so much. Free the apples, Mr. Speaker. Free the apples was associated, I don't know whether it's still associated with the breast cancer awareness. Mr. Speaker, the women also have the responsibility not to imprison the breast. They have over time.
But if they are imprisoning the breast, you shouldn't.
Mr. Speaker, the responsibility to be conscious that imprisoning the breast also contributes, or is also a risk factor. To imprison the breast means that those who are wearing braziers so tight that there is no even space for the breast to breathe.
No oxygen. No oxygen.
It is a risk factor. And I think that I'm not a witch doctor. I think so, Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to commend the leadership of the caucus leader for this brilliant statement, and to say that your right honorable Speaker should look out for in the budget whether there's adequate provision made for this issue as part of your legacies for this particular house. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, sorry, I thought we were concluding. I just wanted to thank members for taking this matter seriously. This is a serious malady confronting our nation, and from the information we gather from the experts, there is some peculiarity with our situation in Africa, and particularly in Ghana. And I'm happy that you've taken it serious. So to demonstrate our support to the national cause of cancer awareness, I direct that the clerk's office deducts 1,000 Ghana cedis from each member's salary for the month of November to be dedicated to the fight we are all engaged in, the Cancer Awareness Month, and that money be given to the Breast Society of Ghana. That will make it up to 276,000 Ghana cedis. I will provide the remaining so that we'll run it up to 300,000, which we'll donate to the Breast Society of Ghana to assist them in the work they are doing. This is a very important matter. I have seen, I've witnessed how devastating the breast cancer is to our women. And I think that if we had some of these statements earlier on, we could have done more. But please, let's all invest in it. It's not just health, but so just 1,000 per member, 276,000. I will top up with 24,000 to make it 300,000 for the Breast Society of Ghana. So I believe that early December, please, Breast Society of Ghana, call on the Parliament of Ghana to pick up 300,000 as our collective contribution to support the work you are doing. We want to take this opportunity to thank you so much and to encourage many more men and women to come to support this. As to the ownership, it's a gift that God has given to humanity. So we all own it and we all enjoy it. And so please, It was not hidden. You know, it was not, to use somebody's word, it was not imprisoned. It was available for us to see. But these days, you people capture and imprison their breasts. And also, there's this charge that is always linked with what? Sexual harassment. And that makes it more difficult for the men. So please, women also be inviting. You know, I don't say be offering it, but I say be inviting so they can help you. With this, I want to, on your behalf, let us call it a day, unless the leaders have something to say.
Speaker, we agree with you that within the terms of Order 55 Rule 3, not having sat ordinary for 5 hours, will adjourn the House. But we want to encourage members, Mr. Speaker, that next week business will be quite heavy. So committee leaders should endeavor to slate committee work in the mornings so that by 1:45 we'll be ready and have adequate numbers to deal with serious business in the afternoon. Mr. Speaker, that's my plea to members, especially committee leaders who slating committee work for the mornings. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable members, with this, I proceed to adjourn a sitting. Deputy Minority Whip.
Speaker, we are not opposed to the application. It's a motion that it should be adjourned.
It's in his house. He says it's in his house. It's okay.
Yes, Speaker.
Sorry.
Speaker, I asked that that has been adjourned to Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and I said we are not opposed to that. Very well.
Honourable members, I proceed to adjourn the House Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I wish all of you an enjoyable weekend. Please take the last days to make sure that you participate in the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. With this, the House is accordingly adjourned.